Double up, double up. Yeah. Double up. The money I color. Double up. The money I color. 2 turns of 4, 4 turns of 8. Sleep and get paid. Rich when I wake. I bet the bank. I set the pace. Guess what I make? That's what I make. Counting pockets, that's a trending topic. You got this and you got that, but got no spending options. I keep quiet, but still get it rocking. I keep quiet with it in my pocket. I keep quiet, moving stuff for silent. Double up. The money I color. Double up. The money I color. I swear God been blessing me. You think you been testing me? Throw me lemons, watch lemon squeeze. Pieces been my recipe. You buy watch then bust them down. Mine is my investment piece. Heard your mixes drowning out. You need to call Trevor, please. I don't fold, I don't fear. Pearly whites, no veneers. Keep it clean, check it's clear. Water clear, P is clear. See the light, you go dear. See the light, I go near. Let me shine, watch me shine. I'ma shine, vision clear. Double up. The money I color. Double up. The money I color. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on gold. Cash digital. The dash digital. Go. Digital. The cash digital. The dash digital. Run it up. Digital. Stepping like Marty McFly. Stepping, I feel like the guy. I got them looking like why. I never doubted me why. I never doubted my guys. You know you in it for win. I stand on 10, you on 10. I don't have friends of a friend. Only the fan of the kin. Only my wife and my kids. That's all I needed to win. Now I only trust my true friends. Had to cut off my loose ends. You know I win if you win. You know you win if I win. I swipe that cash, don't fold. I swipe my bank on gold. Don't think that I've been dumb. I spend like I've been broke. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on gold. Cash digital. The dash digital. Go. Digital. The cash digital. The dash digital. Run it up. Digital. Living my truth, no tricks. I'm just trying to feed my kids. I'm just trying to keep my wife. I'm just trying to live my life while we get rich. My biz. Money gon' come, some go. Man, if you know, you know. I've been through highs and lows. Here for the ride, I go. Slide and roll. Up and down, but I get up. The numbers crunching, no sit-ups. I grew up and got dripped up. Purple label, my get up. That's 101, not a one and done. Month to month, and there's more to come. I told Cushy, let's run it up. Now it's millions on millions. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on hold. None of my cash can fold, none of my cars are gold. Digital dash on gold. Cash digital. The dash digital. Go. Digital. The cash digital. The dash digital. Run it up. Digital. Gotta get the cake. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new. This ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you No, this ain't what you used to. Switch up from the bikes to a new coupe. You know I keep some new shoes. Keep it simple, not like you. All night, get right. Know you know the price. Know you know the name, no games. I need all my money now. Not playing, man. This ain't what you used to. I might fly to LA. This cold weather ain't for me. Hit the bank, round your way. What you used to? And I'm grinding to the top. I can't let it slip away, so I gotta get the pay. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new. This ain't what you used to. I do me, do you? I do me, do you? This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. Calls keep coming in for the win, get it in. This ain't what you used to. So you get on my nerves. Try hit my line, get curved. This ain't what you used to. Round, round, swerve. Everybody here knows the word. This ain't what you used to. Know you know the drill. Overpay and now I see the rail. This ain't what you used to. I get it in for my kids. Stack those chips and I get that check. Not what you used to. You see how I live, work my biz. I'm too far from the rest, not what you used to. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new, this ain't what you used to. I do me, do you? I do me, do you? This ain't what you used to. 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 This ain't what you. Me, it was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. I feel it all. I feel it all. I'm feeling numb. I'm feeling numb. I lost my soul. It's on the run. I need a spot. I need a spot. I need some fun. I need that fun. I'm in the dark. Like what's to come? It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It's me versus me. It's you and I. The time is now. It's do or die. I chose my path. No choosing sides. I'll take what comes. Hit for the ride. I'm that guy. No more time for the bad guy. Never going back to the bad side. Need the holy water, get baptized. Yeah, yeah, I'm that guy.
Check 1 2 1 2.
No more time for the bad guy. Never going back to the bad side. Need the holy water, get baptized. I'm that guy. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. Misunderstood. Get up, had to beat those odds. Got up and I beat those odds. It's understood. It was always me versus me. It was never me versus you. And now I'm good. Wake up and I do my part. Wake up and I do my job. Just how I should.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Dang, it's smoky in here. Woo! What is today? 410. Okay, it's not 420. That's not what it is. Or is it? I don't know. Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dog. My name is Lane and I am the, I guess I'm the Road Dog. Taking a look at the crypto markets tonight, and here it doesn't look too bad. We got some nice little movers today. A few things up. Caspa, Theta, Neo, Venom, Jasmine, Ena, ORDI, BET. Not too bad on the hour. Everything seems to be a lot of it in the red. So for Jasmine's cooking. Quick reminder to you guys that don't have a wallet, keeping your money on the exchanges like the low IQ people into crypto. Tangem is an excellent wallet, very secure, very safe. You need an NFC enabled phone, but if you're interested in getting the cool Tangem wallets, I got a set of both, the new and the old. You can save 10% off with code word DOG. Tangem wallet. Woo! And the new Tangem wallet is in stock. Choose between 3 or 2 card sets. And if you buy 2 wallets, you get free shipping until April 30th. That's all the shilling I got tonight. Let's get into the charts. Here I am on the Bitcoin 1 minute. What's it going to do? We can tell the whole future by the 1 minute chart. Oh, bitty Bitcoin. Let's get on the chart that we've been looking at. Oh, God, this one's fluttered. Fluttered! I'm on the daily chart with Bitcoin because we need to start out on a bigger time frame to really feel what's going on in this market. Daily time frame's trying to break out here a little bit. I don't see the volume behind it. We got all this news going on. PPI coming out. Yay, another one coming out tomorrow morning. CPI came out today. And of course, as we predicted, you know, they had a run. Market makers had a fun day today. But rest assured, on the daily, where we keep up with this stuff, man, let's look at what's going on here. This bullish, shall we? I'd like to draw your attention to this green line here. That is our 9 moving average. I'd like to draw your attention also to this 21. Biggest thing I'd like to point out here too is nary did they ever cross. That little 9 just bounced right off. It didn't even really touch it. Folks, on any time frame that's bullish on the daily, I take that as a good sign that we might be getting ready to do something to the upside here. Let's hope so. Everybody's kind of freaking out about the drop today. I mean, I don't know. I think we kind of talked about it a lot earlier when we saw this little guy on the 3-day saying, hey man, there's something up. There's something up with altcoins too. You need to be thinking about it. Well, today everybody finally figured it out. Good for them, I guess. The only thing is now, even though we got this bearish cross here, ooh, there's little signs there that you might be wanting to turn around. Not confirmed here on the 3-day yet. We're kind of looking to the daily here to give us a little heads up on that. She's trying. So might we get just a little dip here? We kind of come back up and maybe flip over back bullish. I want to see that, but we got to watch for it. Right now, we're still in some, flip-floppity territory, to be honest with you. And even though the daily looks like we might be coming up, just this alone is kind of saying, I might sandbag you a little bit. Keep you on your toes, especially if we're coming into the weekend, because that's when the market makers really like to mess with us. It's like there's more and more weekends all the time now. If we look at the 4 hour, still kind of the same little deal, just not sure if we're going up or not. We're trying. We do have rising price and falling volume, which is normally just kind of indication that that move is a little bit on the weak side. That kind of sucks for a nice move to the upside. Come down on an even smaller time frame. This is where we get a little hopium. The only problem is the trend line that we're following already had an earlier breakout. I'm just saying. And if we started getting into our trend lines that we're drawing here, well, eventually this is going to be a little bit of resistance. So my personal opinion, just judging from what I'm seeing in the chart, I think we're in a pretty good area to be hopeful for a breakout to the upside. However, I think it's going to be a struggle, and I would say it's probably going to struggle all weekend through this. So the best thing that we can do is kind of leave Bitcoin to do its little Bitcoin thing, I know it's going to do its thing. The halving is coming. I think we're about 9-10 days away. We've already had an early run up before the halving. That's never happened before. I would say we'll probably feel the pain from the halving a lot earlier too. So maybe instead of that 6 to 8 month time frame when we start feeling the pressure and number really start shooting up, we might feel it a lot sooner, like maybe over the next month or two, as the buy pressure is still there. Grayscale still got sell pressure, but at that point that's going to stop. And there's going to be less Bitcoin being produced, and number going to go up. Number going to go up big. With all the adoption we got, all the demand, it's going to get juicy. I can't wait. The biggest mistake is to give in and think, oh no, we're going to go back down really low. I don't care, man. Think about this. If you're an investor, if you're holding Bitcoin on spot, I mean, you could sell here at 70,000, take a little profit or whatever. Try to catch it at 58. That's what people seem to be calling for. We could. I mean, those numbers is possible, but I'm not seeing any signs that we're getting anywhere ready to do that right now. Nothing is telling me, watch out, here it comes. Actually, they're saying, watch out, I'm getting ready to throw one over on you. That's what it's saying. Because we're bouncing off of this big 65,003, 65.5. On this particular chart, 60. What are we? 65,345. That's the area that we do not want to cross down below, and we bounced right off of it, came back down, and haven't even touched it again, and now we're going back up. Higher high, higher low. Means that upward is the waist, the direction that we should go. So that's what I'm looking for. I think it looks good. They just like to try to scare people out of their Bitcoin and fund the market. That's nothing new. They've been doing that for a long time. We got the experts of market FUD in this market now. We got JP Morgan. Goldman Sachs. Oh, baby. Come on. It's going to get good. We're going to see all kinds of stories. We're going to see all kinds of angles, just depending on what they're trying to do. I think it's an exciting time. Of course, we're looking at altcoins mostly. And to do that, I like to look at total 3. See how that one's doing on a larger time frame, of course. I always start on the larger time frames. They will guide you. The smaller time frames just help you nail it. But if you don't have the guidance from the smaller time frames, you're flying blind on those smaller. If you don't have the guidance from a larger time frame, you're flying blind on the smaller ones. Same thing here. 9 bouncing off that 21. Why? If we were over on the MACD, why I would be calling that duck lips. Well, I'll call it here too. No cross, a bounce off of it. Folks, that's bullish. Especially by my 5 moving average strategy, that's bullish. Even though we're in a symmetrical triangle, which I absolutely do not trust as far as I can throw them. So if we do get a breakout to the upside, remember, there's lots of things here saying we got some places we're going to get some hiccups in. Look over here, our last high we had at 73,700. Over in this area, symmetrical triangles, a lot of times, they end up being, a lot of times, maybe a range pattern. And you can see, I don't know what price is going to do, but here's an idea that it could do. And we might see something like this. We may be ranging out here above this key support level. That makes perfect sense to me. Perfect sense to me. We can get some consolidation up here. Bitcoin can go sideways in this range. Bitcoin dominance can take a chill pill like it needs to. It's not doing it at the moment though. But if it does, we might be looking at a nice little, I wouldn't say altcoin season, but a nice little altcoin vacation. Bitcoin dominance is really the tricky part of this equation. Following this trend line here that we've been riding under, riding the leg. It's kind of how I describe it. If you zoom out, we got another big trend line that we're might be breaking out of. I got a little wiggle room there. I'm going to pull that up to the top of the wick. Oh, that lines up really nice. We're above it. This is where things get interesting. This is where Bitcoin could possibly steal the show. If it continues, if this is as a breakout with volume, we got volume on this indice. Some people say that doesn't matter. I don't see why. Bitcoin dominance is not an actual asset, but it is a representation, and this chart works just like any other chart. There's an indication maybe something really, really positive for Bitcoin might come. Could be the economic environment. We got people shifting over to Bitcoin as a safe haven. Could be. Maybe that's what drives up the dominance. Altcoins go in the back seat. That would be what we would kind of see there. Situation we might be looking at. When we take a look at the dollar and the strength of it, I don't think we've actually looked at DXY in a minute. We looked at they hope to strengthen the dollar, and of course that does not bode good for the markets in general when they do that, and that's their game plan. That's part of the way they weaken this economy and manipulate it. It's just all that federal banking crap, playing with assets that aren't real, printing money out thin air. Nice little bottom in shape here. Let's do a little analysis here. 618 area. And man, if we get above this 105 area here, especially if we get above 107, this top we got over here, man, something's going to be going on. This can get bullish for the dollar. That could hurt us. That normally hurts us in crypto. Something we got to watch and keep an eye on here. But this is kind of a bullish formation that's starting to happen here on the dollar. A little scary. They're trying to beef it up. And of course they would, because other countries are saying, your dollar sucks, we want out of it. So now they got to find some kind of way to make it appealing. Whatever smoke and mirrors and tricks that they got up their butts to do that. Just leave crypto alone, man. Let's get over into some juicy altcoin news, and let's start jumping to the charts, taking a look at your favorite cryptos. Layer GG to what happened today in crypto the last 12 hours. Hong Kong is set to approve the first spot Bitcoin ETFs on April 15th, according to reports. That might be what we're looking at on that chart. Aerodrome has announced that Slipstream will be released on April 22nd. Swell has announced that pre-launch deposits for Swell Layer 2 are now live. Users can stake Alt to unlock Swell airdrop. BONK announced a formal partnership with the Paris Musketeers. Oui. CyberConnect has announced cyber restaking. Users can deposit LRT assets. Eternity, ERN, has initiated a 6-day countdown to an announcement. It's speculated to be rebranding news. We're wanting to announce that we're going to make an announcement that we will at some time tease an announcement coming further. That's PR at work. Jaito has announced the start of voting on JIP1, aiming to expand the validator set from 100 to 200 and cap max commission at 5%, while Caspa has teased mainnet is coming soon. We don't have a mainnet on Caspa? How did I miss that? I've been reading about your... Okay. Saga, the first snapshots for Saga stakers will be taken within the month of April. Solana mainnet is planned to receive fixes aimed at enhancing stake-weighted QoS reliability in 1.17 this week, according to Rex St. John. Theta has announced a partnership with Aether Cloud to launch the biggest hybrid GPU marketplace for AI and DePIN. Go Theta. It's your birthday. Go Theta. That's awesome. And sadly today, Uniswap Labs received the Wells notice from the SEC. Gary? Gary, I don't mean to tell you how to do your job, but me personally speaking, I have been wrecked more times by your antics than I have from rug pulls and all the little crappy stuff that you're supposed to be protecting us from. See, most of us are smart enough to stay away from that, but I can't get away from you. You keep screwing up my bags. I don't like what you're doing for crypto. You don't need to be in it. You need to get out. Layer GG, beat that drum, baby. Beat that drum. Let's get back to our charts.
For those of you who have been hitting that like alert, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
I didn't know you always started my music over every time. So hello to everybody out in the chats there. We got Dave P and Strega hanging out there. Board nerds here. In the moment. Hey man, how's it going? Glad to have you guys here. DeFi guy, how's it going, man? DeFi says, I need another 10x. Well, you and me both, baby. I like getting those 10x's. Oh, hell yeah, BONK. DeFi guy, man. Hey, I'm always giving you a shout out for turning me on to ASTAR. It's because of you that I know about that one, and I'm in that one. I need a bigger bag of it, to be honest with you. Let's take a look at ASTAR. I like this one. It's making a lot. It's a up-and-comer, baby. Let's do something a little different. I've got to be a little mindful of my streams to make it to where maybe I can cut out sections and piece them together in some kind of little videos, because videos is what YouTube is requiring to grow. But I've never looked at the project over here. Let's check it out. So we're looking at ASTAR. Market cap 760 million, circulating supply of 5.6 million, with the total supply coming in at 8.4 million coins. All-time high for this project was 42 cents. And now we're sitting at a mere 13.5 cents. For the traders out there, she's getting a little sell-off, but tell you what, for the investors out there, we got a buy signal over here. Let's just go on down here and let's take a look at some of the fundamental grades here. What I like about ASTAR is that we have a Tokenmetrics investor grade composite score of 76.64%. Fundamental grades coming in at 73.84%. This is my favorite right here, the valuation grade, 95.28%. This one means 0% is overvalued and 100% is undervalued. This coin, according to Tokenmetrics, is severely undervalued, meaning that the smart investor would realize that and wait for the number to go the freak up. Technology grade is coming in at an astounding 76%. Now we take a look at the ASTAR website, connecting you to Web3, creating opportunities for individuals to use Web3 technologies. We connect people to Web3 through entertainment, blockchain development, business development, and community events. Have a bridge and ecosystem. Yoki Origins is a journey to discovery original Yoki characters inspired by supernatural creatures from Japan. All kinds of things going on here. Worth noting is some of our little partnerships we got here. Sony Network Communications and Startail Labs are thrilled to announce that they have entered in a joint venture agreement dedicated to developing a blockchain that can become the backbone of Global 3 web infrastructure. Huge. Bob G, Samsung next. You're seeing some big names tied to this project. blockchain is being adopted. They're putting the plans into place now. Thinking ahead of the future, we're starting to see this intertwined with phones, intertwined with devices. We're heading out toward that way. Gaming units, actual like PS stations using blockchain. All these things are coming, and it may be a little bit early, but looking for some of these, and they may be a little bit more centralized, maybe not, some of these chains, but still some of the partnerships they got are huge as this space develops. ASTAR, Japan Labs. ASTAR is one that you don't want to turn your back on, in my personal opinion. Let's jump into the charts. Let's take a look at what price is doing currently. And let's see if we can figure out where this little guy might possibly go this bull run. All right, so I'm here on the ASTAR chart on the 2-week. I know it's huge, right? Probably come down to the weekly here. And I just want to point out a few things. We've got a beautiful bottoming pattern right here. This is a double bottom pattern that we always look for on this channel. A little mnemonic there to help sink it into your brain. Beautiful pattern. Looks like Bart Simpson's butt with a butt crack, and basically what you get here is something called, I call it a belt line, some people will call it a neckline, but it gives you a beautiful, beautiful measured move, which we've taken right here. When you break out of this accumulation zone, you've got a target which we reached beautifully. It's the beauty of a truly taken measured move and nicely applied technical analysis, which you can do. Got us to a target at 20 cents from these lows at 0.04 cents. That has already been a very nice come up, about a 4x out of ASTAR. Now currently she's getting a pullback, retested this area. This was the area, and this was the buy signal I'm looking for, a bounce off of there. Now there's a chance she might come back to 11, 12 cent area again. If it does, that's a yummy, yummy place to nibble at this little guy, and there's a good chance we might possibly revisit that. We'll see that on the smaller time frames as we get to it. Right now we're being rejected by some moving averages here, so let's take a look at where she's going currently. Our 4-hour chart is getting some rejection off the 200 moving average, meaning that, hey baby, there might be that good chance to get it in here about 11.78, maybe 12 cents. That's the price I would put on my radar for this. If we do happen to break below that, I don't think we will, but if we do, we might possibly see 8.8 cents out of ASTAR. But this area seems to be like it's holding up fairly nice. And we will track this, but either of these are great places to nibble on this. And why do I say that? Because when you look at the bigger picture, we zoom out, we get some of these higher targets. I've got a target sitting here at 32 cents. I've got another measure move over here at 39 cents. If we bounce off this 11 to 12 cent area, you could be looking for another 165 up to 100 or 222% gains out of this. Now, if you give me a second, I will blow your mind and give you the price prediction. And now we're back here with the same.
Thank you very much.
We're trying to turn some of this stuff off, man. Sport. Alexa, skip. Oh, do I want to erase this? Now we got to get into a little magic. I'm not giving this secret out yet. Although if you watch me, you might be able to figure it out. But I will definitely be talking about this on the membership streams. We had our first membership live stream, only I forgot to set it for members only, so it's kind of out there, but next time they will be. That's the gist of what we're going to be doing there, going over TA, just the basic fundamentals, building upon that little by little until basically I've explained everything that I do. Putting a little price labels out here before I erase my Fibonacci there. Now that I'm done with that little guy, get him out of the way. All right, so the magic of the price predictions here on the weekly chart after we wrap up this nice little double bottom. Also have another measure move that takes us up to 39 cents we talked about before. But if you want some hopium targets about some realistic places that this could possibly reach, I just want to throw this out. Getting in at about 12 cents. I've got a target at 65 cents. That's going to be a 450% return. Another target coming in at 73 cents that we could reach within somewhere within the next 3 or 4 months. There are still some higher targets yet. That's 500% right there at 73.5 cents. Oh, I hate to give it all away. Should I give it all away? Why not? Let's just go ahead. Can't guarantee this, but it does work within price structure that I have now, although we just have to wait and see. But if you are just kind of wondering, a different alternative other than trying to calculate market cap, maybe trying to go by price, 88.96 cents could be on the table just from the current price action we have there. Of course, with these kind of predictions, we want to track them and always add the new information that we have. I'm not a psychic. I'm not got a crystal ball. We're doing this through the magic of Fibonacci. And those are some great targets and why I love this project. I think it's one you should put on your radar. If it's not, do your due diligence. Don't want you to miss out. Thanks for hanging out. All right, I'm going to call that a video. Now let's just, I only need to do one. Let's rock and roll. What do you guys want to look at? Grimmer says CTI and labs. Let's do it. Clintex. Come on, baby. Do something. This one might be a little early. I don't know. I think we'll see a lot of things. With AI coming into the picture, we're going to see a lot of development in technology quickly. That should help us out in crypto too, especially when it comes to things like DPIN, DeSci, some of the things like that, especially as AI gets involved with that too. But technology, in cycles past, things have been before their time. Things are starting to fall into place a little bit more now. And I mean, 2 more cycles, 8 years sounds like a lot, but I just think after we get 2 more cycles under our belt, man, I think you'll be really surprised to see how blockchain has actually had an effect on the world after we, actually start using it and stuff and cutting out all the middlemen for some of this stuff and cutting out some of the silly stuff, being more transparent about things. It's a game changer. It really is. We saw that early on. That's why we got into this. Because once it clicked and you saw, oh my God, this can really change the world. Yeah, I was sold. Back in 2013, I didn't understand it all, but I knew this is big. This can do a lot. This changes everything. So Clintex just getting a little rejection here, coming back for a retest is what I see. Now it's possible to, let's see how we interpret this. We are on the bottom here. We had to break out. We had a kind of a megaphone pattern she broke out of, came back into. This little area here at 3.5, I think is good. I've got a little target, a little buy box, which is, I think it's a 618 Fibonacci. I'm on the weekly chart. Let's come to a smaller time frame, make more sense of it. Still not really knocked out this target up here or this one up here at 13.9. I'm still looking at those. 4-hour chart, we are in bearish territory. It is in a potential buy zone. The only bad thing is that, you know, there's no guarantees that that's going to stick there, and it could come down to the lower level here at 33. So that might be suffering through a little bit of a drawdown, especially if altcoins get a little bit of a pullback from our current areas. It could be a 33% drop. So it's very important to pay attention to total 3 and what it's doing. And just noticing that we broke back to this pattern, I look for it to come back to where it would have a partial decline. And then maybe here, maybe a little higher. We'll keep our eyes on this. Right now, she's on the 4-hour. I want to draw as a falling wedge, but when I zoom in, I think really this is the first instance of what possibly could be an Adam and Eve bottom. But when they start out, they kind of look like a stiletto shoe or olive oil shoe. They look like this at first, right? So I'm always looking for that little leg thing. So that signifies that this area here at 4.6 cents may be the area where we find support. We're going to draw a little fib, see what we got there. And if we're at a 0.5 or a 618, and from way down here, it's close to a 618. From right here, definitely is a 618. There's a good chance that we might find support here, but it's not written in stone. We're not out of the woods yet. But that would be nice if we do actually do an Adam and Eve type pattern here. A nice little scalping coming back up here is what I'd be looking for CTI. If we see that, that's a good sign. It's probably going to try to break out of here again. Losing this, again, lower areas. All the way technically back to the trend line. Could be 2.6 cents. Not what you want to hear, and not necessarily what's going to happen. And just something you got to at least plan for or put on your radar. And Labs V2, right? So in the 4-hour for Labs, seems like we're doing okay. 200 moving averages. When you look at it, it's right around here with this trend line. So, well, that's a double wall of support there. If price does decide to come down and touch it, we got 2 points that we, two little supporty thingies. 2 little areas that can give it support. But it may not even do that because it looks like it's finding support here off the 50 and the 100. Those are 2 little double up areas. So we got 2 double layer walls right up here that can catch us or give us a little support there for any kind of sell pressure. Doesn't mean that it won't break through. We could be testing that area. Definitely could. That's 0.00072-ish area. Still looking, I got a blue line up here, measure move that's not quite been hit. Of course, let's tighten it up. We didn't actually have it at the breakout. Still the same thing, didn't affect it at all. Or did it? No, still right there. Higher target up here, 0.00159, just under 0.0016. We're still in this megaphone pattern. So I like that. I'm cool with that. I'm going to tighten up this trend line. Make sure we get our latest information there. Meaning that gives us another little deeper area that we could come back to. So we kind of track that stuff. But it looks, with these patterns, the megaphone patterns, they get to a partial decline or a partial incline, depending on which direction they're headed. This looks like it's a good partial decline area. I mean, it kind of levels out at an area before it starts going to the up. When it goes up, it's starting to look at the top of the trend line, and we got a 618 near the top. That's like a great target to me. It's just patience in this market, and it looks like it's a week or two before we maybe see a turnaround that we would like to see with altcoins. And remember, that goes all the way back to Total 3 that we might all take another look at. Total 3. She's at this reversal area, 803. Maybe she's flagging out. She hasn't broken this trend line quite yet that I'm looking at. She's getting awful close to it, though. Breaks that, altcoin's going to take a hit. And man, that's a very interesting pattern. If you ask me, I actually think we're forming, looks like a descending or ascending triangle type pattern. Let's get rid of that. Let's put it down to a scary price. Because if we lose this trend line, yeah, we're looking at that. Altcoins are hurt bad. But don't worry, we will catch it here ahead of time. And honestly, I mean, I'm not a big fan of ascending or descending triangle patterns or symmetrical triangle patterns. But one rule of thumb that I do is this trend line, that line in the sand. As long as we're above it, I'm cool with it. When we break that, I'm looking at it sideways and more looking for downside. Doesn't mean it has to happen, but more than likely it will. Or can, has a bigger probability. We're not in that territory yet. Actually, on the 4 hour, we just went flip bullish here. Got above the 200 moving average. I think we're 46 minutes. We might close a candle above it. And that's bullish as all get out. Keep in mind also the 100 moving average is above that 200, meaning that we got a little bit of lift, you would say, to price action. And I like that. So today being, oh hell, what is today? Is today Wednesday? Today's Wednesday. Then we got Thursday, which I think it looks like Thursday might be a pretty decent day for altcoins. Maybe a little bit of a comeback. As altcoins increase, listen, we are in trouble of getting a drop out of altcoins. Okay, let me make that clear. We've got to watch altcoins come up to 770 billion. At that point, if you can pay yourself, I recommend stacking up some dry powder. We're at this area of rejection and we may be hitting it early. Maybe I need to go double check and make sure I nailed that. You know, I've got some stuff that I can probably do just to make sure I'm on really on target there. It doesn't hurt to double check your work at all. I recommend doing it. But the big fear is that if we do lose this, then, well, man, are you ready to see your alt bags tank? Because I'm not. I mean, so I'm looking at doing as much as I can of building some dry powder as we come up here. Now, if we break up and go up, okay, we can play that. We can add to our bags. We're cool. But if we put out some dry powder, save that for the big drop that will be coming. We've not had it. We'll get a 20 to 30, maybe even a 40% pullback at some point on these altcoins, and it's going to hurt like hell. If you're ready for it, it's fun. It's when you can make some serious money. If all your money is already deployed in this market and you're just riding it down, man, that's a crappy ride. Because you're missing the best opportunity for the biggest come up. I mean, you can come back, you can level back out finally when we get back, prices come back up, right? It's like, oh, okay. And you can slowly start making your gains. But think about it. If you're buying when we get that big dip and you got money to put in there, as we come back up, your numbers are going to grow a lot quicker. That's what you want to do in this market. You want to make the gains. You want to find a way to make gains, and finding a way to take profit, pooling up some money for the bigger drops is the only way you're going to do it. And until you're able to do that, you're just going to ride the roller coaster, have some ups and then those down days. I just don't know why I'm not making progress. There's some extra steps you probably want to think about taking, according to your risk tolerance and your personal goals. Everyone is different. That's why it's so hard to tailor this this kind of content to any one type of person. And we got day traders, we got swing traders, we got position traders, we got investors, diamond holders, diamond handlers. We got everything. Haven says, how cheap could Uni go? Man. I'm hoping, I guess we're all hoping that SEC will get put in their place because they keep getting called out left and right for breaking the rules. Ooh, lordy, lordy, lordy. How far could you? Well, it looks like she's probably going to come back down around 750. And I don't doubt it. And with something like this going on, so Uniswap was wanting to do the only reason that I wanted to even get back into it, the original game plan, was to give some of the proceeds to the people that are staking and holding the coin, which is legit. That's fine. Why not? Doesn't make it a security. But it's the first decentralized protocol that the SEC's attacking, so that's going to be fun and interesting to see how this goes. Uniswap just they're maintaining that they just operate just a front end web page that this actually the transactions that are going on is actually on the Ethereum chain. They just have the front end website. They're not actually doing the transactions. It's all Ethereum and the code. So it's just sad that we gotta keep going through all this FUD, and that, you know, the good opportunities that we do get here in the US, we got deep state operators over here, or whatever you want to call them. They don't follow the founding premises of our forefathers, so I just call them communist. If you're not for the Constitution, then you're not really an American, are you? That a Constitution is extremely important, and it's just whittled away every day. Even law enforcement, even citizens not knowing any better. We've been brainwashed to think that they've really literally brainwashed us to think that we don't have rights that we do have. This is kind of cool. I like this. I like that. Maybe we'll get some support. It's acting as support now. If it tanks, then that brings us back down to that 740, whatever, 750 area. But this trend line here could give us a little support. Seems to be now, although she's kind of wicked through it a little bit, weakened it. Maybe it'll just be a little hiccup. You could look at this as a head and shoulders, and gosh darn it, it's got a neckline, so I can't say it's not. Doesn't mean that it will be that full measure move, but here's where I freak you out. I'll say we're going back to 377 by that measured move. I don't see it happening. There's a multiplier to apply by that. Then basically 750-ish around this trend line.
The three of us, we are soldiers.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's around 50% for head and shoulders for the multiplier you can apply to that measurement. Since I don't have it in my brain, let's put it there in my brain. Let's put it in all of our brains so we can get some accurate information from somebody who so if what I do appears to be accurate, I can only give credit to Thomas Bukowski, because it's his stuff that I'm applying the most, and some other stuff. But so head and shoulders, bottoms, tops. So what we're looking for is a percentage meeting price target, 51%. Now what he tells you to do is when you take your measure move, I think I'm a little bit more pickier on my neckline than even he is. You take your measured move and then you multiply that. Just cut it in half. 50%, that easy. And if you want to, you know, be particular about it, you know, first you got to make sure with the head and shoulders that you got a neckline. I'm picky as all get out because I've had too many not to play out, and they don't play out when they don't have a solid neckline. I've got the shoulder, the head, the other shoulder, the breakdown. Even though that's a funky shoulder, it still counts. So here's our measured move that we took from that. Now, a quick, easy way, you can eyeball it. A shortcut way would be to go to the other shoulder and just take that measured move. That actually, a good one. And a pinch, you just want to get a measured move. You'd be surprised how accurate that little guy is. Boom. But we can take the original head down to the bottom there. We have take a Fibonacci. I don't know. I'm doing swing high to swing low. That gives me a scale 0 to 100%. Right here is 50%. Pull that down there. And isn't it just crazy? It's just a little bit off. Put that to there, and it says we're coming back down here. That's matching up with this Fibonacci area I got. Now, seeing that, that's two things pointing to the same price. I pay attention to that, and I mark that. And I put a price label on that, because that just became a possibility right there. That just became a stronger possibility in my book. So possible 693 out of it. You can see the little wicks we got right there. It might even, and you adjust your trend lines. The little wickies right here. So I got them over here, but see that? What if I just straighten that up a little bit? Include those wicks. Boom. Look at that. Three little signs. 1, 2, 3. Three signs. 3 signs that we might hit that target. It is 11:23. What do you guys want to look at, man? I've got some more things on my list, but that went to bull anyone with real world assets and all that crap. Once someone told me the annual amount banks overcharge customers in just America alone was like the GPT of Argentina. Oh my God, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. And Wells Fargo with the fake accounts that they were opening. Man, I mean, it's just, and it's the way they structure these things and they incentivize them. And in the jewelry business, I would see things like that going too. If you didn't know this, you think the jewelry store, you know, they've switched because they got in trouble, but I'm not going to mention the name, but one of the companies I worked for, a jewelry store, you would think of them as a jewelry store, but they weren't. They were really a bank. It wasn't so much. I mean, they had their stores, but their whole thing was the credit card and the lending. They were really a bank. That's where all the money came from. And then they had to separate all that and switch things up. They got in trouble. But interesting. But that was their corporate. They were not really a jewelry store or a chain of stores. Although they were, their main function was being a bank, and they made it. It was amazing. They had so much cash. I mean, it was unbelievable. Once you learn how to be your own bank, it is life-changing. It will open up opportunities to you. Hey, there's Joe from Trade Intuition. Was editing a video. Stop by. Watch my buddy. Hey, man, I appreciate that. All right, nobody's throwing out any more coins.
Caution. Carbon's hot. Caution. Carbon's hot.
Coffee's hot.
Caution.
Condoms hot? Coffee?
Caution. Carbon's hot.
Don't know what he's saying.
Caution. Carbon's hot. You got the deal. The ORDI boss. Caution.
Coordinator says, I think BONK is dead, which means it's going to the moon. And then ORDI. We can do that. Let's take a look at BONK and ORDI. Bonkers. What'd you do, BONK? Well, a lot of people will see this and immediately they've probably been trained that this is a cup and handle. If you study cup and handle, you find that they're continuation patterns. They're not really bottom or top patterns. That makes a difference when you actually analyze them. Worth noting. But you do have bottoming patterns that are rounded. We talk about that, and they do flag out. And I know you could say, well, yeah, it looks like a cup and handle. The only thing is, they're also, remember the butt crack? Yeah, you got that idea going on too. So if ever you see something that looks like a cup and handy, if you will, go from the very bottom to the very top, and you will look at the Fibonacci, the 618, you shouldn't drop very much below there. Basically, the rule of thumb is 2/3 of the way from the lip. So if price comes 2/3, more than 2/3, it's likely to fail as a cup and handle, or that idea. But what you see going on a lot of times here that you can apply, I mean, is that same principle with Fibonacci, swing low to swing high. And this is the same thing that you see the popular ones do. I just don't think
Carbon's hot.
they definitely don't understand the Fibonacci behind it. But you can take that measure move and you can put it on the fib level that is bouncing from. And we haven't quite bounced off of there. If I pull it here, I do have that. Maybe we can try that. If I'm doing it from there, I've got to change my measure move. If I'm pulling my fib here and going by that one, finding support here on the 786, looks like we are. Oh, that's where I'm pulling my measure move. You take that and you put it there on, not on the breakout. This is not a breakout pattern trade. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We're putting it right on that fib line that we're bouncing off of. That will give you the targets that you're looking at. And that one's going to be right here. That would be one of your most accurate measure moves there. And so that way, if you were to set up a trade and actually put a target up in this area, I would recommend that you chill out and wait for it to hit and not try to jump out when you make 3%. That's just my take. Another way you can do this, since we got to bounce off that 786 there, are you giving away all your secrets? Now I want you to look where that line came in, the 1272. Gosh darn it, I need a microphone. That's mic drop. Boom. What happened? There's a math to all this, people. I mean, seriously, there is a math. And I'm not a mathematician, but spatial math, I got a thing for that. I like that. I can make more sense of spatial math. I'm more of a spatial thinker than I am a number thinker. But how beautiful is that? How beautiful is that we can take this measure move to that, or this leg, put it at the Fibonacci, and then when we pull another Fibonacci from this swing high to that swing low, we get the 1272 target. It's not the only one though. We need this 1.313. That's a little extra secret sauce that I recently learned from, oh my gosh, what's her name? Carolyn Broden, a Fibonacci master. Now, what was interesting when I was studying what Carolyn was teaching and everything, I'd already pieced a bunch of this stuff together on my own, and it was hard because I've been trying to figure this crap out. I'm like, there's something here. I'm starting to piece it together. I don't fully understand it, but I see this, and I'm seeing the repeating of the patterns going on here. And it actually turned out I basically figured out most of this myself, figured it out. And I'm looking for validation that I'm on the right path. And I found her, and I was like, oh man, you see it the same way. Oh, good. So you can learn this stuff yourself. But it's so much easier if I'd read that book a long time ago, hell, I wouldn't have had to spend the last year and a half on what's going on here. I know I'm onto something. I didn't invent it. I may have realized it. I can't take credit for it. It's not my system. Gosh. That's not a road dog Fibonacci. No, this stuff has been out there. I just realized it, baby. Or just found the rules that apply. So we're breaking a major trend line. That's not so good for BONK. Not really liking that. So that's what we need. We need you need this to hold. If we break that, remember our original thesis that we came out with. There's a chance that we can bounce here. If we do, I'm looking for that target. If we don't, I'm looking for this to be Bart Simpson's butt crack, come down here and do a double bottom. Sucks to ride that out, but it could be. And there could be one of these guys over here on the butt crack, and we don't want to. I don't want to get into that right now. That's cool crap too, though. Well, that'll be the next thing that I try to master is the harmonics. I think you should keep learning something new all the time. Even though you got something that works for you, I think you should keep adding to your toolbox. Sugar says, I'm going to moon if I don't get more crypto news. Wow, we back. When you guys say that, it makes me nervous, and I have to look around, make sure I got my mic on, make sure I got nothing blocking my... Okay. Mic drop. All right. So, okay, so BONK, that's what I got to say. It's got a good... I think it's got a good chance to try, but we got to be careful because you are below that 200 moving average. You really want to see it actually break this trend line and get above that. But if it does, man, I'm looking at that target. I'm just saying. What is that target? What 0.00005542. If that plays out from where we are right now, that's 145% gains. And I think Joe said ORAIchain, right? Which I like. I'm in. Been in for a long time. Well, on my messy chart, where am I at? KuCoin? Or you poop me out. What, a measure move? How do you get a measure move that big? I actually titled this measure move. I didn't get you from that. Oh, wait, zoom out, stupid. So, there's our measure. Okay. Not a nary one of them's hit yet. And that's very conservative. We'll park you back over there. All right. So for one thing, when we do zoom out, like on the 3-day here, big ass falling wedge, man. And Thomas Bukowski talks about these. These are actually supposed to be some of the best ones to play out, the long, shallow ones. He calls them, they're like a diving board. The longer they go out, the more bouncy you gets from them. You got a nice little bounce. That was pretty cool. The $20 from ORAI, breaking out around $6. The only thing with these triangle patterns is that you have a good percentage chance to come back and retest the breakout area. That may be what we're doing here. Now, if I go over to the Thomas Bukowski side, I'll just look to... Let's get the falling wedgies. Falling wedge right here. So this throwback and pullback rate, technically there's a difference between them. We just kind of call everything pullback, so I'll just ride with that and call everything a pullback too. Technically, when price goes up and then comes back, that is a throwback. So we're looking at this first number over here, 62%. This one has a 62% chance of an upward breakout of coming back down to retest the breakout area. Now, it doesn't have to. It could stop at any point of previous support over here. And right now, we're kind of flirting with these areas. We got a wick here and a little area here, close to where I got a target. So we got that, keep that in mind. Well, we could come all the way back down here. And that would also test out this 200 moving average area if it did that. But it doesn't have to. We've also been following this trend line, and I took that, respecting the angle, put it above, identified a channel. The channel top is the first place that I'm going to look at for a bounce because, well, that's the first place it's probably going to try. It may stick, it may not stick, but it's always worth checking out and seeing what other kinds of confidence that we have over there. And so around this area, about $13, there is also a 21 moving average here on what time frame on the 3-day. So a little bit of confidence there. I like that. I think we looked previously at this being a bear flag, which we're breaking to the downside. And that brings us down to the bottom of the channel. So if we do break this area, the price does come down here and breaks down. And then I'm looking, I get bearish and looking at the bottom of the channel, looking at some of these other moving averages that we could probably come down and revisit those areas. If we come down to the daily, kind of reinforces this idea a little bit. Now here's something I see interesting on the daily, and this goes with our moving average strategy, which is basically giving me momentum, really. 200, 150, man, they're strong up and to the right. That's where the momentum of this whole movement's going to keep going. The two little rascal, these are the smaller ones, the 9 and 21 in the price. Well, you know, they're just chasing price around. And that's all the moving averages do. They just chase price around, basically. So this is giving me some confidence that, yeah, we could probably see about $13, $12.93, whatever its trend line is, wherever that support. So I'd be looking, sadly, for price to come back down there. I really like $20 area for ORAIchain. I think this one's a really, really cool project, and I'm glad I got into it. I've got mine working on DeFi with the ORAIchain wallet and stuff, or the old wallet. So I got 2 different accounts over there working DeFi and doing staking, and man, those things, this thing has grown nicely. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for there, and still holding out for possibility to meet this measure move that we just not quite touched. Now, if we do, I mean, we can apply our other ideas here to our fibs, getting a bounce off the 50, and that could take us, if I do it correctly, and this is me guesstimating, yeah, takes us to 127, which is confluence right there with our measure moves. So we got a little bit of confluence backing up that measure move according to the fibs. This kind of like when I don't know, kind of reminds me like in grade school, you do math and then you go check your work, you know, and do the problem in reverse or whatever. It's kind of, I like to kind of do that kind of stuff with TA to see what matches up. And when I find things that go together, they usually play out. More probabilities, more lucky to having it to play out than just one thing saying it's going to do this. That's what I've found. Anyway, that's what I'm sharing. Take it for what you will. Got a microphone right in my face. Is that ORDI? That is ORDI. No! Gosh darn it, that's ORAIchain. ORDI, my bad. Squirrel! I like ORDI too. Sorry, Joe. Nice, interesting ORDI. Well, trend line. I want to see a bear trap. That's what I want to see. I think you got a chance. It looks like she wants. If she didn't want to do it, she'd be down here. all I got to say. If she didn't want to try to go back and retest it, she would be down here already. She wants to go back and get her a little bit more of that. If she breaks back up into that, man, I'm looking for this little sucker to pull a number. Thanks for breaking that trend line and putting me in a situation where I had to de-risk a little bit. I appreciate that, sucker. That's all right. So ORDI, I mean, it feels like she's been going sideways forever, and she kind of has, basically within a horizontal range if you look at it that way. And that's a perfectly good way to look at it, perfectly good way to play it. The only thing is that as she kind of keeps slightly moving a little higher lows and higher lows, that you're not getting those little bottom buys, but she's definitely in a range. So yeah, ORDI, looking about some resistance, 84, 83. If we can break up above there, that's what I'm looking for. If we get rejected, I'm looking for some more range and obviously some more downside, with a possibility of eventually maybe retesting 50. That would suck. She's got to retest 55, retest 71. She's got some other areas to retest before she gets there. 68. So don't get scared about that, anybody. But smaller time frames, 4 hours says, baby, she's wanting to try to retest this little guy. So will we make it past $83, $84 and break back in past the trend line? If we do, hell yeah, I'll probably sink a little bit more into ORDI, or at least what I de-risked. I might take my risk back on. If we get rejected there, then I'm like, well, I'm glad I de-risked. That's all I got to say about ORDI at the moment. You can look for all you wanted to your inverted head and shoulders and all that, but if she don't get past this trend line, she ain't going to do anything really bullish. If my milk bag goes up a little more, I can afford premium rolling papers daily. There's my man Haven. That's some hopium. See, you got to have goals, people. You got to have goals in your life. Once you got a goal in your life, you got something to work forward. You're moving forward. And what more can you ask for? And I like that goal. Somebody said, make sure to aim straight. I got that. That's funny. He's talking about my thumbnail, I think. Okay, so we did ORAIchain, then we did ORDI, because apparently I got those mixed up. I'm going to throw one on you guys I haven't talked about in a while. I was going to do a video on it, but I don't feel like doing a video right now. I already got one video content that we did earlier. That's enough. That's a good enough start. This is BOSON. She started to pick up a little bit. We've talked about her. It's been about a year since I did a video on her. bosonprotocol, $82 million market cap, still small. 125 million circulating supply, 200 million total supply. All-time high was 536. She's at 66 cents right now. Traders signal is saying a buy. Investors also saying a buy. Here's what I find interesting. Investor grade 66.5%. Fundamental grade 62.29%. Technology grade coming in at 73%, and the valuation grade 71%. Totally undervalued. There is a good chance for a number to go up. Let's find out a little bit about BOSON protocol. Web3's decentralized commerce layer. BOSON protocol enables tokenization, transfer, and trade of any physical thing as a redeemable NFT real world asset. We have talked about this one before. I have a bag of this from back then. I am still in this little guy. Because why not? Decentralized commercial exchange. BOSON is an efficient, optimistic, fair exchange protocol which enables the decentralized commerce exchange of any physical thing without centralized intermediaries or trusted counterparties. So there we go. Real world asset project to put on your radar there. Let's take a look at the chart. Do your own due diligence and all that stuff. But I think this is one that's worth putting on your radar. And I've thought that for a while. And I've said that. Boson protocol over here on Kukoni. Let's zoom out to the weekly. Look how beautiful this chart looks. She's getting rejected as 618 Fibonacci. I wouldn't expect anything less than that. Right on par. I'm going to clear all this out because those were targets that got reached. Why trade on no news? Let's see what else we're doing here. This swing high right here down to swing low. Just marking out our accumulation level there for that particular leg. I'm going to grab that little swing high, keep that little bottom I draw it out there, and just put that high right over here. Mark out this level of accumulation that we're in on a bigger scale. And then I can mark out some targets from here for the bigger play because, I mean, you want to make the big money, right? Or you just want to scalp trade. The big money is made by holding a little bit more than a few days. Although it depends on what kind of trader you are and if you just like being in and out. I don't know. $265, $334. Nice little targets. There are a lot higher targets up here that we can definitely go with. $620. Could be there. We'll have to double check this as we start making it up toward those areas, but it's a possibility. So, and we've been up to these juicy areas before, right? This is what we do. Every cycle, we're looking for coins and accumulation like this. And then when they start coming out of accumulation and start going into markup like this, we want to be on that trade so that we can take profit around areas like this, or maybe up like this if we can catch it. So I'm on the weekly here for this little guy. Nice moves on the weekly. What's going on here? Let's see if we can nail something on the smaller time frames. Let's go to the daily. Let's find our areas of support and resistance. I like to use trend lines to see where we might pull back to. If we decide to go south right now on the daily, we're above the 9 moving average. I likes it. 9's crossed barely over the 20, so we're kind of sideways, but now we could flip to the upside. We're making some good progress there. Let's not rule it out. Let's don't jinx it. Let's be supportive of that idea. Didn't quite touch our 618. That's interesting. Will it come back and touch it? Good. So I'm going to mark it 52 cents. And I'm also going to mark the bottom of this trend line. I'm going to bring this trend line actually down to the bottom of the candle bodies right there. Because the wikis just might not have the support that we need on this particular time frame. 46 cents, 52 cents areas I'm looking for. If you were really just trying to, I don't know, maybe you wanted to nibble in at 60, that's a possibility that we might be coming back to. We color these the right color. And we'll put this little guy in orange as a maybe. Green are good, orange maybe. So a little bit of confidence with our little line we got up here at $1.06. This is my cheater fib. It's not quite as accurate when I do it the other way, but it gives me a nice little, fairly accurate ballpark. About $1.10 that we could be hitting there. But once we get above this accumulation area, flip it for support, and it may take a while. You might see something come up to this area, it may get above it and fall back below it. You know, we did this over here. Often, a lot of times you see that make a weird looking, almost like a bad head, inverted cup and handle kind of thing. It can do that. It can handle out over here, come back So we could be looking for some up and then back down. That would let you got to 120 and came back down to around 60 or 70. It's a possibility to double your bag if you play it right and grow it during this accumulation. That's the idea of what you do during accumulation is to try to grow your bags as much as you can. Those techniques. And then you got a bigger bag to sell off at these juicy prices at 265. So if we get lucky, get a retest at about 50 cents. Coming up to our first target here, 214, 420% gains. Other target, I would really lean toward 265. The one at 3, that was a bigger 618 on a little bit of a different level, I think. That can hit, but it might take a little bit longer to get there. 540%. 265 looks like a juicy target for Boson Protocol. And even these areas right over here, support resistance flip at 136. If you're looking for a smaller term target, that would be an excellent one to go with. My personal opinion, about 136. I would expect a nice little pullback there. Boson. Trigger says time is really trying. Weren't they giving some FUD out for time or something? Was I hearing FUD about time or was it something else? Oh, I think I've seen another analyst and they made a good point. They didn't particularly like this coin for a hold, and they got a valid point because of all the wicks. Very valid point, because she's not been the most I mean, she gets wiki wicks up there, and you can definitely, if you plan on that, seeing that it does that. I didn't do it this way, but one could, you know, have the sell orders up there and accumulate and sell, and you know, you probably could have done really nice. For a more savvy trader, jumping in and jumping out, and this one would have been a pretty cool trading coin, I think. But the other analysts I looked at, you know, their opinion was that for a longer term hold, it wasn't the greatest. Well, I can see their opinion on that. I do have it as kind of a dark horse play. She's been very trying and on my patience, and it's not been the most fun one to hold, but still waiting, hoping that we will come back up to these areas of $100, $200. Going to see how it works out, and who knows? There is that weird chance that maybe this megaphone top trend line might get hit somewhere 400 or 500. I don't know, man. This is a very interesting HR play. There's a few other projects I see coming out. Like Base has one out, does something similar. May give this one a little competition. May give this one a lot of competition. I don't know. But right now, time seems to be bouncing off. Well, it came down to retest this accumulation, wick down to retest that as support 27, then broke back to our trend line here. So $31, $32 might retest that area. It may come back to 27. Who knows? So there's she's a lot of work, I'm telling you, to put up with the things this coin makes you go through. But one of these days, my gosh, I think she might be worth it. That's why I'm sticking in with her. I'm just going to clean up my chart, get rid of some of these targets that have been met, and clean her up a little bit. So support resistance, giving us a little headache. Got to see what we do. If we bounce up above it, great. We go in our own little trajectory, great too. Just takes a little bit more long, a little bit more time to make gains. That's all. But I would just really like to see this one get out of accumulation. It's what it's trying to do now. And then we can start working up to 48, 64. And by gosh, I hope 100, 200, 500,000, $695,000. I don't know. Go up time. I need you to do something. Make me rich, baby. That's all you got to do. I want to take this little guy and pour him over here. Do you see that? Do you see our wicks right there kind of lining up? That's kind of interesting to me. So I would look at that being a possibility of rejection along those trend lines there, connecting those wicks, tying it up a little bit. Just a saying. Antonio, have you looked at Tooker? I haven't looked at it today. How's it doing? I was bummed out. The best opportunity I had to get into that, Solana wasn't working too well for me. So we got Tooker over on Solana. I think I've got the right. Let me go to Dex Tools. So Tookerkurlson, she's doing all right, isn't she? Or it. Doing just fine. Still amazes me that meme coins can do all this, but you know, not much different than a coin with vaporware, except for they just tell you that, hey, we're in it for the fun. Okay, we can do that as long as Gensler doesn't call it security. You got it in for a profit, and it's based on the efforts of the community. Also security. Somebody needs to do something about that dude. So there's a good chance right now that she's thinking about going freaking a parabolic to the upside. I'm going to take a little bit bigger of a move. Normally taking the width of the channel, but I'm going to include that wick. Hold it to the breakout area. We're going to put that at 5.7 cents. That would be nice. And I'm tightening this up a little bit. So I'm going to do this. Price travels in channels. I just want to make that little possible channel, and we can take this and adjust it down as we need to, but it should respect that angle. So I like to track that kind of thing, and then I also like to try to track what we might have going on over here. Kind of gives a little bit of confidence with the top of that too. I wasn't even trying for that, but just gives us a little something extra to look at. So 5.6 cents possibly looks like a decent little target. Now from where we are now currently, that would be another 37% gains. Man, if you got this at the bottom of this trend line and we make it up there, that's 159% gains. This is why what I love about trend lines and why I play trend lines, and whenever I get a pattern, I'm always looking at buying on the bottoms of trend lines, especially the third touches. Mr. Bukowski also recommends that. But usually, well, that third one is usually pretty golden for a move to the upside. So you're asking about local Nah, it looks good to me for more upside. As long as we don't break back into this channel. If we break back down this trend line, yeah, we can come all the way back down here to 2.5 cents. To me, it looks good. It's just got to find support. So if I had to spell this out anymore, I would say as long as we don't drop below what 3.8, and we're at what 5.6 right now, it looks good to me. And that's no indicators, that's no nothing. Do I need an indicator? No, not really. Not with this price action going on. I don't think so. Let's add one. Can we? Okay, here we are. Indicators. Which one do we want? Let's get a MACD. That's pretty cool. Just a simple MACD. MACD. Oh, MACD's getting tired. Are you getting tired, MACD? Maybe we should look at this. Gosh darn it. Suddenly you just went bearish on me when you're looking so bullish. I mean, it's like the candle I'm looking at right now is just flipped. Are you breaking back in the trend line? Do not break back in the trend line. This is not, blue line is not a trend line. See, I'm on the, I'm not trying to be on the 3 minute, 15 minute. Ooh, MACD's not looking healthy on that one either. Still same thing. So the MACD suggests that maybe she will break back into the trend line. If she does, again, we want to look at the bottom of the channel. That's usually how it happens. Although maybe 618's got some previous support over here. It looks like a nice area. 3163. I don't know if it would hold. Might. But it would be an area to at least look at. So I'll color you orange. I really want to see price bounce off of here. But get a bounce. We want that bounce. We want that bounce so we can go up. What price is that? We're at 3.9. Our target's 5.6. 3 minute wants to do it. 1 hour is leaning that way, but not confirmed. 4 hours like, screw this, buddy. I don't care. I'm getting ready to go. 4 hours got more, can trump that 1 hour now. See what the 2 hours kind of, 2 hour could take it or leave it. 12 hours says let's rock. I would lean toward the bigger, higher time frames as to what I would expect. The higher time frames are telling me, hey man, we're likely to get a bounce here. Lower time frames, smaller ones are saying, I want to take you down. We'll see if it bounces or not. That's what we just wait for confirmation.
It doesn't even make sense.
Oh, is this it? Is this a confirmation? It could be. It looks like it might wants to be. You have to wait till they confirm. And then it's confirmed. If you make a higher high than your last high over here, I take that as confirmation that we got to bounce. But I'm on the 1 minute time frame, so take it with a grain of salt. Tookerkurlson. I like it. I'm in it a little bit. And too freaking many coins. I'm only keeping the ones I'm moonbagging. Ah, cool. Higher time frames, man. They won't stir you around. Not usually. They'll stir you in the direction a lot more than the smaller ones. The way smaller ones will. Regardless of what some other people tell you. Where they get that? They weren't taught that. But I swear I keep hearing them say that. I actually heard that. I don't need the 15 minute. I can just base everything off the 1 minute. I'm like, you're a dumbass. That's why that account's so small right now. BET, you guys been checking that? Because she's been feeling kind of hippie lately, kind of hot. She's at 4.7 cents again. Nice. That's wild looking right there. I always think of 3 peaks in a domed house when I see that for some reason. It's a very complicated pattern that probably never has a very small chance of ever playing out, so don't even worry about it. It just looks weird. Little confluence with that trend line a bit. Take it to the wick, to the bodies, to the wicks. Nice. I likes that. I likes to bounce off the flick the 1-8. I like the measure move that we can take here and just put that right on top of that 618, and I don't have to grab out my other, I don't have to take the other new fib. I just go with my cheater fib for confluence to make sure I at least got a correct measure move there. I didn't stretch it or do anything wrong with it. 6.6 cents. Will it hit? I hope so. That way I can go, nailed it. If only I could really be into that. I just don't give a damn about doing pictures of there. Look, if you'd been, I can't do that every day. Come and spam. It's just, I've had my fill of shills and selling. It lasts me a lifetime. I'm done with it. This is so much better way to make money. I've got buyers and sellers out here anytime that I want them. I don't have to go beg them. I don't have to shield them. I don't have to convince them that they need my product. I just go right here on the market, and if I want to buy, I buy. If I want to sell, I sell. It is the most beautiful business. No wonder they don't teach this in school. Everybody would want to be a freaking trader or investor. If it's this freaking... All my life I went through thinking this was so complicated and so headachy because they want to make it seem that way in the stock market, right? They can confuse you, make your eyes cross talking all this stuff. Even on the news, I'm like, But when you sit down and get in the charts and you just kind of do a few little things, you're like, dude, I can do this. And then you do it a few times, you prove it to yourself and like, dude, I'm freaking doing this. And then you spend more time in this market and you're like, dude, more people need to know about this. Because this is where it's freaking at. Haven says, why is my Capital Wallet asking me to add Sega? What was that? There may be an airdrop. Let's see, Sega, the first snapshots for Sega stackers will be taken within the month of April. And you may have qualified or may have already earned one. I don't know. I didn't see any. Was there something? Oh, I don't know. But if you got any Sega, you might want to stake it or at least hold it, because they've been taking some snapshots. I haven't been over my Cupper wall today, but I'll check it out and see what I can find over there. I would say it's probably more good news than not. Haven, my man, I gotta give you a shout out, man. It sounds like you're doing really good and you're doing it smart. That's man, it's all we can ask for, baby. Do it. I like to see people making this work. Whether you're doing it my way or your way or somebody else's way, just the fact that you're doing it, man. The fact that you're out there, you're in the game, you're out there putting your balls on the line and getting a return on it, man. For you, Haven, for everybody out there like Haven that's out there doing it. This is our time to shine. This cycle is our time to shine, man. Guys, it's 12:10. I'm getting ready to turn into a pumpkin. Thank you for hanging out with me. Oh, Haven, a gifted membership. Hey, and Selena get it. Strike up, sorry, baby, you missed it. I like the fancy chart matters. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night because I'm tired. But I will be back again tomorrow night, as usual, and may do a surprise day member stream, and it may just be a video thing. But we'll come back with video stream and keep going over the TA and stuff like that. Remember, feedback is the most important thing I can get. You got questions, something you're not clear about, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for those members only streams. Whether you ask in the comments, I will definitely see those. Ask on Telegram in the student chart room. I can actually respond to you there. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate that. I appreciate your support. Helping the channel to grow. Slow but sure. Gotta get some videos out there to help it grow. But 1,351 subscribers. Cool. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back again tomorrow night. Trade wisely, trade carefully. Tomorrow may be an interesting day. Good night, everybody. And keep God in your life. He will help you control that ego. If you ask him. I got something special to probably get me demonetized, but I don't really give a care. I spent a lot of time doing this. I'm going to play it. I'll just cut it out if they say anything. It's a little rocky.
You're getting very wealthy, and you like this video. It's unnerving. When crypto is swerving, your portfolio is veering down a deep black hole. But if you watch Road Dog and you listen closely, he will help you gain control. Well, if you think this channel is groovy and you'd like to show your support, well, there are a few things that you can do. Find that like button, give it just a playful little smack, and subscribe and join the channel. And let's hit the like button now. Let's hit the like button now. It's just down and to your left. And you tap with your right. Look over to the side. Where you can join and subscribe. This crypto rival, the really drives you out. Let's hit the like button now. Let's hit the like button now.
Come on, come here, boy. Come on.
Good night, John boy.
You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze every word that comes out is a lie.